Hi, welcome at this class about impact marketing. And the reason I created this class is that I've seen a lot of marketing activities that are not really geared to deliver results and make an impact. And I think that should change. So, if you are looking for more results and better impact from your marketing activities, then this class is for you, right? Let's get started. So our mission really is to help business-to-business companies to create more impact with marketing. And to do this in a simple way, and I will explain you in this class how you can do this within 60 days without a lot of technology overwhelm. So, and we will help you guiding through the client lifecycle and ensuring a seamless transition from attention to conversion to retention. And of course to a long-term success. How we will do that? So my name is Erwin de Wert and I'm into business-to-business marketing since 1995. And I've seen a lot of industries, worked in a lot of industries and companies of different sizes, from corporates to smaller companies. And all this information made me, let's say, create the things that I do currently. In 2008, I started my own company, Aim First, and we have technology and deliver this impact marketing methodology. A little bit an example, what I told different, this works for different clients, bigger clients, smaller clients, and actually also in all kind of areas in the world. So these principles, they apply to every kind of business and different industries and different size of companies. It doesn't matter if you are in pharma, in software or in trade, these principles work for you, right? So let's have a look. In the first place, what are the common bottlenecks in marketing and sales? Because marketing and sales, this is where we focus on if we talk about impact marketing. I would like to go over a couple of situations, in total 7 different situations. And the first situation I call the acquisition retention status quo. Well, let's assume you have 100 clients in total. And you do quite a good job in customer acquisition. So you get, let's say, 20 new clients over a certain time. However, at the same time, you're also losing 20 clients in this same time frame. And this is a common kind of situation. So that means you have a churn of 20 clients and you have an customer acquisition situation of 20 clients. Well, that keeps you nicely on the 100 clients in total, right? But it means you are very busy trying to stay at the same level and you will not really grow. So I've seen situations that companies not really pay attention to the losing clients. So that means they're more busy with customer acquisition and not by, let's say, stopping clients to run away. And that's why it's very difficult to grow. Well, later we will see what we can do about this. And the reason this is a problem that it costs, let's say, 5 to 20 times, 25 times more to acquire a new client than to keep an existing one. So the first good thing is for yourself to figure out what is your situation here. Do you know exactly in what time frame you lose client and how many you win? And what is the difference between these things? Situation number 2 as a bottleneck, ad hoc marketing. Well, this probably you will recognize that is there are a lot of, let's say, activities going on in the marketing department from all different sizes. So all people from the organization do requests to do this and to do that and a lot of things. And then the question is, of course, how to prioritize these things and many times the marketing department is overloaded with activities. However, don't confuse activity with progress. So I see a lot that there are a lot of activities, but how they are linked to the overall goals and objectives is not so clear. Then situation number 3, silos. Silos in marketing, silos in the organization. That means the different elements of the marketing are organized in a different way and they are not really connected. So they're really leading to fragmented strategies and missed opportunities. So that means, for instance, an event is organized, but branding is not really involved in this. Or sales, for instance, they normally operate kind of on their own, disconnected from other areas, and so on and so forth. Then situation number 4 is lack of automation. So that really gives an inefficiency where you end up in doing a lot of manual things that can be done by automation. And that's really something you would like to do. You should not be afraid of it, because when you automate more, you can focus yourself on the more important things like strategic initiatives and campaign optimization. Then situation number 5, I call it data ignorance. Well, data tells you a lot of things, and actually it gives you guidance where to focus, what to do and what not to do. So it's very important to know your numbers and to do marketing based on data. Data is the fuel for marketing success. Well, in many cases, companies just don't use it enough, or they do not really integrate all this knowledge into their marketing. Then situation number 6. It's leaking marketing and sales, a leaking marketing and sales process. Well, this is very common and we will come back to this later. So it means loss of potential leads and revenue due to inefficiencies, misalignments and gaps in the customer journey. So that means on different stages of your customer journey, you just have a lot of leaks. And the whole thing is, the more leaks you have, of course, then your customer acquisition becomes very slow and it will cost a lot. Then the last situation in terms of bottlenecks, what we see is lost potential. And that means in many cases there is very little follow-up activities in marketing and sales, resulting in lost revenues and decreased customer satisfaction. So follow-up is a thing that many companies just underestimate. So most likely you recognize some of these things, maybe one or more of these things in these situations. And I could go on and find more situations, more bottlenecks that we see in now today, let's say the marketing landscape and environment. So now let's see how we can fix these situations. And impact marketing will fix all these different things and much more. So let's have a look how that really works. Well, first of all, let's focus on this concept. So we talk about marketing and sales, right? That's the process. And basically, every marketing and sales process for every company looks something like this. It is a little bit like simplified, but it looks like this. So we have a market, and the first step is to get attention from the market. So we have a market and we want to sell our products and services to this market. So the first thing is to get the attention of the people that we want to sell to. And if we have the attention, then of course we would like to get their interest. And the more interested they are, the better. So if they show interest, then we will have leads. And the more interested the contacts are, the better the leads are qualified. However, it doesn't stop with leads, right? And leads, we would like to convert them into clients. So there is a conversion. So if the contacts, the leads, they trust us enough, then they can be, let's say, decide to become your client. And then when we have clients, we want to keep them as long as possible, because the profitability of the company is really into keeping your clients and the retention as long as possible. So the lifetime value is very important, and it will really boost your profits. So what we would like to do is to have this as a smooth process, these different steps. Another thing that is important to understand about this model is that everything is connected. So that means if one part doesn't work really well, then the next thing will also, let's say, have the negative consequences for this. And that's a logic thing. So for instance, we can have a lot of attention, but if we cannot convert in the conversion stage, it doesn't finally deliver the results. So the whole thing is a total concept that is also connected. So we must see this as a total system. So then when we talk about making more impact, what it really means is that we would like to make a positive result, an impact on all the stages of this total life cycle. And we can also do this at the same time. So we would like to see, let's say, that we can attract more clients and get their attention. So more brand awareness. And we would like to have more impact in terms of more and better leads. And also more and faster sales orders. How we can achieve that by impact methodologies. And in the end, also have more loyal clients. The more loyal clients they have, the more profits. The lifetime will be better. So the whole job that we will do is increasing impact on all the different stages simultaneously. However, I spoke already about the leaks. So if you look at the company and this process and you start analyzing and you see what happens really, then you see leaks at every stage. So that means some people, they come to your website, so that is attention, but then of course most of them, they don't become a lead. So we have a leaking system there. And it's the same for leads. You know, there are people that are interested, become your lead, but most of them will not make the next step into conversions for all kind of different reasons. So there is a leaking in every stage. And it's the same. Not all qualified leads or sales ready leads or whatever you call them, and that sales will work on, will end up like a client. That would be wonderful if it was, but it is not. So that means there is also leaking there. And then we have retention. So what I said before, losing clients, if you have too many clients that are walking away from you, then you're very busy with all these steps, but you still not grow, because what you win is what you lose, and that keeps you in the same place. So it's very important to understand, first of all, what are the leaks, how big are the leaks, and then we can make the next step. And the next step is, of course, to do an optimization in all these different steps. So that means that we mitigate the leaking. And the way to do so is actually to work from the back end to the front end. So the first thing to do when I come to companies and I see this situation is starting at closing the gaps in terms of the clients that you already have that are, let's say, walking away. So if you start in the back end and you work front up, then you have much more, let's say, success, because it means that every time you do that, you will win. So as an example, I had a client and they had certain targets in terms of new clients, what they want to win. It was a software company and they sell subscriptions. So they know they had a target for new monthly subscriptions, right? So when I did this exercise and I analyzed this whole life cycle with all the numbers and so on and so forth, I figured out that by closing the leaks or mitigating the leaks, I could make the plan already without, let's say, generating more leads or more traffic, only by, let's say, focusing on the back end and closing the leaks that you have there. And here's an example, actually, what it means for every stage. And that's an interesting one. So on the top you see, let's say, the benchmark conversions, right? That normally you can see in these different stages. So, and then immediately become clear that in every stage you have, let's say, a lost potential. So for instance, in the attention step, the lost potential is, 97% of all people that actually know about you will make the next step, will not make the next step. And you see from the lead perspective, if you have, let's say, a lead generation conversion about 20%, it's quite common, right? So that means 80% is not becoming a lead. So also there you have lost potential. And this is in every stage. So the conversion, if you talk to all clients, maybe you close 10 to 20% of the clients, and the other ones, they will not become client, They are qualified leads, but they will not become client. And there again, there's a lost potential, what is actually huge, right? And then the thing is that most people do not realize what to do with this lost potential, but they just leave it like it is, and they take it for granted. But the thing is, of course, that these buckets, if you, let's say, catch all the different lost potentials in different buckets, you can do all kind of thing, and that is part of impact marketing. So we will reuse these different stages and work on that. And again, it really makes sense to do this from backwards to front. As an example, people that were really interested but in the end decided not to become a client are, of course, very high potential and very hot leads. So if you can do anything there to convert more out of this bucket, then you win very quickly and easily. And this is just one example, right? So here I did the calculation what that actually mean. And that's an interesting one. So I just put in some numbers. Let's say as an example, currently we receive 5,000 clicks on an advertising. And that means 5,000 people are coming to your landing page, funnel, or website. And 10% of them become leads. So we have 500 leads, right? And then another 10% of this become opportunity. So that's quite common in terms of conversion ratios. And then we can close 1 out of 5, 20%. And so that means we will have 10 clients in the end. Now, when we do let's say an impact analysis and we improve things only by 10%, so that means we really start with this 5,000 again, so 5,000 clicks from the advertising. However, instead of the price what it cost for 1.5 let's say dollar or euro click per cost per click, we now reduced the cost per click to 1.35. So we have a cost reduction there. But the number of clicks, they remain the same. However, now we also improve the, let's say, the lead ratio with 10%. And that means that now it's not 10%, but it's 11%, right? So we have 11% leads, what means 605 leads already. And in the next step, at the same time, the 10% conversion rate to opportunities, we increase also with 10%. 10% only, so it is 11% in total. And now we have 60 or 67 opportunities. And also we improve the closing rate with 20%. And 10%, sorry, and that means we will have, instead of 20%, we have 22% closing rate. And that will give us in the end 15 clients, because what I said, everything is connected. So what I improve on the front, that carries on to the next step. And if I improve the next step also 10%, and the next step 10%, and the next step 10%, all these things add up very quickly. And this is how this works. All in the end, you see that the revenue almost doubled, right? 180% more. The profit really doubled. So the profit that you have doubled by, you see, 10% improvement in every step. And the cost per client decreased with 32%. So that means by this example, by implementing the impact marketing methodology steps, you can achieve results like this, what is really amazing, because you only need to improve 10%, what in most cases is an easy thing to do. It's not so difficult just to increase 10%, we don't ask to, 50%, 100% improvement. No, it's only 10%, and this is really something that everybody can do. So, and then when we have this done, we know what to do. So now we can focus on the operations part. And that means if we know the numbers, we know where to focus on, we can then start doing activities. And for every step, we have different sets of activities that can help. However, what we see a lot, of course, in reality, is that companies, they start with the activities in mind, not connected to this whole, let's say, impact methodology. And to give you a couple of examples. So as an example, you put let's say an article or a advertising in a magazine to get attention, right? We talk about attention now. So you do this article in this magazine. However, there's not really a, response method implemented in this article. So that means finally very little or no people that read the article will come to your business or to your website or whatever. So that means there's a very low impact from this, let's say, marketing activity, right? The activity itself can be, a good marketing activity, but the impact, if you do it like this, is low. And then you, let's say, the next thing is a classic model is also, okay, let's say you have a lot of attention and people come to the website. So you manage to bring them to your website or your landing page. However, when they come there, they cannot really do any step further. You did not offer them any step further. So that means they do not become leads. And then again, you see this a lot also in social media. For instance, I know companies and they spend an awful lot of time and money in creating all these nice posts and so on, and all these different channels. But very little people that, see these kind of things are really interacting or coming to the website and give their name, email, whatever, so they become a lead. What mean, again, no impact. And then again, okay, say you have leads and you decided to create a nice brochure with all your services and products in there, and you send this to all the leads. And it's really a nice thing. However, people did not really buy from the magazine, so there was no conversion from this activity. Again, an activity that did not really create an impact. And so you see on these different stages, if you not do the right thing to create the impact, nothing will happen. It's same when you have clients in the last step. Let's say another example. If you have clients but you never pay a lot of attention because you're too busy with finding new clients, so with acquisition, and that's the example that I had in the beginning. So you have all your attention in finding new clients and you forget about contacting your existing clients, then, the chances that they go away, of course, are growing by the time. And then again, so that means missed opportunity. So you see that you can do all kind of tactics and, let's say, operational marketing activity, but if they're not linked to the overall strategy and they're not linked to your, let's say, overall objectives, then it doesn't really make sense, and there's certainly not really an impact. So, but we have all kind of fixing instruments ready that we can do and use in the infrastructure. And it's all about making the selection based on this data that I said. The data is the fuel. So that means the data will tell us exactly what to do, when to do it, and how much to do these kind of things. Well, a little example what I just told, how that worked, right? So I have this kind of this model, this impact model, this formula. And what you see here is on the different stages like traffic, leads, sales, customer lifetime value, and cost and profit, that by only improving this 10% what I explained, we will have the 180% revenue growth and doubling in profits, because it's stacking up, let's say, in these different stages. So the only thing that we need to do is, you see this on the right column, is to pay attention to the accelerators for every step in this journey. And it's an easy task because we only need to do 10% and then we will see these results. The only thing is we need to do it consistently and we need to do it simultaneously. So many people think let's do first one thing and then we do the other thing. No, but that's not the thing to do. You can better do a little and then everything at the same time, a little, because that will stack up and give us the results that we are looking for. So this is really a great formula, and that gives us the results that we're really looking for. So the point is, should you invest in impact? Well, I think so. And too many companies are focused on activity. However, it's better to focus on the impact that you can create. So on the one hand, the old way is that we stick in the bottlenecks and we focus on a couple of these bottlenecks, or do we choose for high impact? Well, if you decide to go for impact, and I think you should, then you're on the way to making the transition. And this transition is actually a 4-step process to come to high impact. And it's pretty straightforward to do that. So the first thing is, of course, setting your objectives. In other words, what do you really want to achieve? And this is very important to have this as clear as possible. And the next step is to identify the impact opportunities and bottlenecks. Like I gave a couple of these bottlenecks, and where are the opportunities for the different stages. Then if you know that, you can then work on, let's say, getting the steps how to go to market. So in other words, what is your transition roadmap? And that's an important one, that it is really a roadmap step by step to not confuse you, not to give you overwhelm. And then finally, you can implement the impact system to get it all done and to really make the impact. So like in the first step was to make crystal clear where you want to go and where you want to make impact. So this all starts with the company objectives. And the next thing is to have the numbers behind it in terms of the key results that you would like to achieve. So I know a lot of marketers, they work with KPIs, right? And that's cool and that's nice. However, that does not do the whole job. And I will explain you why. Because let's say you have a KPI for, let's say, lead conversion. So how many people come on your website and opt in for a lead, right? That can be a KPI. However, if this KPI is not linked to your company objectives in terms of, let's say, in what industry or what area, what product, what business line you need to grow, you want to grow, then it does not really make a lot of sense to, let's say, measure these KPIs. The KPIs are standing on their own. What much more help to drive the results on a company level is to tie these kind of expected outcomes to the overall, let's say, company objectives and also department objectives. And then if you know what and where, so in what area you need to have these, let's say, leads, as an example, or traffic or whatever kind of thing. And then what are the numbers you're looking for in terms of how much and, percentages of conversion. Then you can think about the activities that make that happen. So the tactics should be linked to measurable objectives. That's the first step to do. And that's really important to keep this also, to keep doing these kind of things. If you have that, then really metrics matter, right? So if we know what we want, where we want, then we can identify the impact opportunities. Well, we have, let's say, a methodology for this. So actually 2 things. We work with checklists. You see here an example of this, such a checklist, and also scoring cards. So with this scoring card, we can identify the impact opportunities. Then the next step is to do the full diagnostics and to create, let's say, a diagnosis outline. So we need to know what's going on in every step. So that means we will gather all information from the different stages in terms of how many people come on your website, how many of these people actually become lead, if any, how many leads you have, or what, let's say, business line, what is social, do you have followers, or, how people engaging, all kind of things you see here we will do to give let's say, picture of your current situation that you have in terms of your, let's say, your performance that you have. That's also including a go-to-market review in terms of how well is your product market fit. Are you working with an offer? What is your message to market fit? And the next thing is a competitive analysis in terms of how do you see differentiation, right? And also the client lifecycle analysis. We discussed this already a little bit. So where do we see friction, forces, and what about all the touch points that you have along these journeys? And then also, of course, how easily can you expand your business in terms of retention, but also upselling and cross-selling. Many companies I see, they really underestimate the power of upselling and cross-selling. You know, they have the clients, they have the products, but they just do not run a very serious cross-selling and upselling campaign. And it is so easy to do with impact marketing tools. So these are all different ways you can create impact. So in the end, we have an impact quantification and also a recommendation, right? So this is all part of the diagnostics step and to come to really creating more impact from your marketing. So if we have a good understanding of the numbers and the situation, then we can create a clear success path. And you see here some examples. So on the left we have these diagnostics report and let's say the checklist and the scorecards and so on, including, and they are having the opportunities and bottlenecks in there. And then we can create your transition roadmap. What is actually the strategy and actions? And like you see, it's a step-by-step process to guide you through these different elements, steps, and bring you to the desired result. It's same like driving in your car with your navigation. You know, you just type in where you want to go. So this is the direction, the goals that we did in the first step. And then you can choose how to drive, right? Fastest route. And then it will bring you the fastest route. But it's a step-by-step, of course. It brings you, let's say, driving step-by-step to your final destination. And the roadmap is exactly the same. So we know where we would like to end up. And now we can step-by-step come there by guidance of this roadmap. It's the same thing. So, and then finally, when we know how to do all these things, so how to implement it and what to implement, then we can start doing this and bring it to, let's say, go to market. So that means it's building a system that really drives revenue and customer lifetime value. And in other terms, it's a high impact system that you can implement. And the question is, of course, that after this first, let's say, phase where you did your strategy and your implementation plan and so on, do you need help by implementing such a high impact system? And I will explain you a little bit like the steps to, let's say, how it works to come to your impact model in total. So we discussed about the planning phase, what is the diagnostic and strategy, and what delivers your roadmap, right? That's the first step that you should do to have a very clear understanding. And then you can decide, okay, now I'm ready to actually build the impact marketing system. And for these, as an example, we have a full impact marketing automation platform available, including the content creation tools. And the cool thing about this is that all elements actually that you need are already set up in such a system. So all the technical stuff has been done, including the workflows and templates and everything. So that means it's really fast that you can, let's say, execute on the impact marketing. And that means you will have an impact marketing system running. So you see an example on the right in different steps, and then you can start operating and actually making the impact. And this is a very important step as well, because many people think when you build, let's say, something like a funnel or so, that you start it and that's it, But that's basically not the case. If you have it, then it starts by operating it. And operating mean also optimization till you see really the key results that we've set before. So it's all about tuning and changing and optimizing for, let's say, the results that you're looking for. And this is something that you should pay attention to. Well, like I explained already a little bit, so the impact funnel builder and automation software, and that means you will avoid the technology overwhelm, because all these things are in there already. So no worry about integrations, no worry about how to set things up. I've seen so much struggle still today how to, let's say, build a simple funnel or so, and how to connect it to other parts of what you need, integrate it in business applications and so on. It's not needed. So we have this, let's say, all-inclusive impact marketing solution where all these things sit in there, and that really help you to speed up the go-to-market process. This is an example of such an impact funnel in action. And you see the small dots. These are really moving contacts from different sources, different traffic sources, like you see Facebook, Instagram, website, can be your blog, can be Google search into your page. And then there's a lead conversion rate and so on and so forth. So you see, and in the end we have sales and we have people that are, let's say, in our continuation program environment and so on. So the point that I show you, this is also that you see these small numbers there, and that means we know exactly what's going on across the complete life cycle of all, let's say, contacts, clients. And that also means that we can optimize on every stage. So the point is we will choose for every moment what is the most important thing to do at this very moment, right? So that means maybe it's not needed to have more traffic, and so we don't need to spend more on advertising on other things, because we optimize other steps in this total process, what give us, let's say, where we remove these bottlenecks. So that means looking at the numbers that tell us exactly where to focus on, and then it's a matter of what we must do about it. So if we know where to focus, then the next thing is that you need to know how to improve such a step, and for this, of course, you will receive guidance what to do, how to do that. And then the other thing, content creation. So also this, all the content creation is automated. So it's not needed to, let's say, hire expensive copywriters or such to run your content. And nowadays, there are really good solutions to deliver your content very efficiently and very quickly using AI technology. And of course, this is trained towards, let's say, delivering the results that we are looking for. And it's all included there. So the content creation, it's really done for you. The way this works is how we work with clients is that we offer this as a done with you formula. And that means there are different models, right? So when we started with a package, and we gave it to clients, and it was a do-it-yourself formula. And the point is then that for many people that is too much to figure it out all yourself. So then what we did is then we said, okay, you can outsource everything to us. So it's a done for you model. And well, the disadvantage for this is, of course, first of all, the cost is much more higher. And the other thing is that you don't learn anything yourself. So that means we find out that the best model is a done with you model. And that means we do this together in a coaching model. And that also means that you learn exactly everything that we know. And it really brings you up to speed in terms of your knowledge regarding all these things and help you driving your business forward. And of course, the cost is much better than a done for you formula. The thing that you receive is so dedicated coaching in this by a dedicated account manager and also concierge services. So you can always ask help in any time. And that's important because you will see the devil is always in the detail. Besides, there is also a, let's say, help desk ticketing system, and we have an academy for you where you on demand can find all information that you're really looking for, and that can help you in the different steps of the impact marketing method. So, how did this work for some others? Maybe you are interested to see what this really does. So, let's give a couple of cases how it worked for other companies where we implemented such an impact marketing formula. This is one client. It's a software company, and you see here on the right that the different steps in terms of traffic leads, authority conversion that we've set up, quite straightforward and simple. However, by doing this and by closing the leaks that they had, you can see that over this company already exists for a long time, and they had monthly growth rates that you see the line on top that were delivered by this system, and that was outperforming every year before. So you see the last 2 years, but every year before they'd never seen such a growth rate, let's say monthly growth rate, before they implemented this impact marketing methodology. Another example, Siemens Partners. Here we implemented this across 22 different countries in Asia, Europe and Americas. And the program was also nominated by Serious Decisions and is now part of Forrester. So, and also it worked in all these different areas, and they call this campaign as a service. If you are serious about getting more results from your marketing activities, and if you think that impact marketing can benefit you, then here is what to do next to make impact fast. Fill out the form on this page and schedule your impact chat with us. It's a free service, and we will find out if we can help you, if we have a good match to help you to receive the, let's say, the impact that you are looking for, and to make the numbers and achieve the results that you want to achieve. So what we will do on this call is, in the first place, we will see what kind of impact that you want to achieve, right? So actually that is we set the goal for the kind of impact that you're looking for. And then we will identify areas for improvement tailored to your unique business needs. And we will share these results with you. So you see here on the right, we will use a scoring mechanism for reviewing different areas where we think that you can make an impact. And also, we will give you an indication of what you can win from implementing this impact methodology. So that means you will have an indication about the results that you will get, like I explained in the class. So the improvement, the results that you can get for your particular situation by implementing impact marketing. So it's a free service, and if you want benefit from impact marketing, then book your impact transformation chat on this page, and then I'm looking forward to talk to you soon. Thank you.